Hey everyone, Cold Kaiden here, and today we're going to take a look at the introduction to making models with Hytale, the latest blog post on the Hytale.com website. This is going to be a super casual video, not going to be highly edited, uh, except maybe a thing at the front, but you'll see it if you see it. So let's just hop right into it, and you can see what's going on with making models for Hytale. Got this beautiful golem here telling you how many triangles or polygons it is. It's from blocking model, so they are using the block thing. I'm not a modeler, I'm not a designer, uh, so don't expect me to know all the super fancy terms, but we're gonna take a look and see what they said. So this is Thomas Frick, the art director for Hytale, seems like. Today we are so happy to finally share some tips and tricks to get you started on making models in the style of Hytale. There is so much to say on the topic. Consider this an introduction to a larger series of shareouts about the Hytale art style. Now buckle up. One art style to bind them all. Love the Lord of the Rings reference there. Hytale is a vast game containing many universes and themes. Alright, well there's the confirmation of multiple universes, which I cannot wait to start exploring. The faster this game gets here, the better. You could be visiting Orbis, end up in minigames, shooting aliens, or riding dinosaurs in a prehistoric world. No matter what you see in game, we aim at building a consistent and emblematic art style across all game modes and media we craft. Concept art, UI, modeling, animation, VFX, and level design. And a lot of thought has been put into it. I really gotta get better at reading. Is what I need to do. My dyslexia is kicking in. We want players to feel like they are experiencing. We want players to feel like what they are experiencing is part of the same universe, the world of Hytale. In any game, art direction is the glue that binds every aspect together and maintains a consistent, enjoyable immersion. It will support game design and lore and ultimately generate player delight. The Hytale art style is a modern, stylized voxel game with retro pixel art textures. Hytale art style was born of a combination of influences by fully leveraging modern game engine capabilities while preserving the charm of our old school pixel art. We are at the intersection of low definition pixel art and hand painted 3D, which this looks really cool. I like pixel art games, they're pretty fun, but I'm pretty excited for like this hand painted look for the 3D models. It looks really sweet. The art pillars. We have distilled the essence of Hytale's style into what we call the art pillars. Every time we create something new, we ask ourselves, does it fit with all the beautiful pillars? There's 4 of them: immersive, fantasy, stylized, and flexible, and it goes into more of a detail here than that. For the immersion, we aspire to make our world feel alive and for its digital nature to vanish. Art helps maintain the illusion of this lively world. There is motion and detail everywhere. Wind blows in the leaves. Jeez, can't speak. Creatures wander around. Clouds travel and let light pierce through. The world reacts to the player. Creatures interact with them. Their eyes express emotion and interest. We aspire that the game's visuals will leave a lasting impression on players' memories. Fantasy. Hytale is deeply fantasy, but it isn't limited to our core medieval fantasy world of Orbis. Our art style remains recognizable and consistent across universes, stories, and themes. Each character we create has a unique personality and twist, even when we reuse popular archetypes. Stylized. This is visible through our proportions, color palettes, and stylized choices. Our models aim to be iconic and easily identifiable so players can read the world they navigate, regardless of how cluttered the space is. Simplicity is key. It doesn't mean low quality, and it takes many iterations to achieve. We carefully select which parts of the geometry to pressure, to preserve, and which to discard to achieve consistency. I am terrible at reading, and I'm very sorry that you have to sit here and go through this, but feel free to click off and and go look at the post, because man, I'm having a hard time. Flexible. Because our models are composed of primitive shapes like cubes and quads, it is also very easy to understand how they're made. When creating them, we keep the technical structure simple enough to be easy to comprehend, iterate on, and read, so our artists and users can make it theirs. Our tools are designed to be used and shared by everyone, and this is the true goal of Hytale, empowering user creativity. Because again, the modding of this game is going to be the centerpiece. It's going to blow this game out of the water. It's going to be great. The Hytale renderer. The game wouldn't look... There it is again. The game wouldn't look as great without the technology bringing everything together. As described in our blog post about technical requirements, our engine is designed to run efficiently on older computers, prioritizing speed while also displaying an impressive number of elements at a satisfying view distance. We want our game to be playable by as many people as possible, so it will always be a matter of compromises between what's beautiful and what's performant. We aren't using the industry's standard PBR workflows, roughness, normal maps, displacement, etc. It is really tailored to elevate the art style in its unique way. We avoid applying effects that would damage the handcrafted texture style. The shading modes, shadow map, SSIO, fog, and bloom we apply to the world are the cherry on top, making Hytale feel cozy and vibrant. Ultimately, even without any effects, our models should look good on their own. We paint lights and shadows inside textures and use real lights/shadows to bring everything together. We aren't using PBR workflows to create complex material effects. Instead, we rely on in-house light propagation techniques. We apply a selective set of shaders and post-processing effects such as bloom, depth of field, and ambient oscillation. Ambient occlusion. I will speak and it will be terrible. This is why I have a script in front of me when I make my videos. What's next for the rendering engine? Rendering deserves its own blog post, but it will continue to evolve significantly. In the future, we plan to address some visual light propagation issues and add colorimetry, never seen that word before, and gamma features, allowing us to gain more control over the color grading of the game. We are also exploring more flavorful features such as God rays, which would look amazing, transparent glass, and other surprises. Making models for Hytale, getting started. So, now that you have a glimpse of the theory, you are probably eager to know more about how to start making models. Well, let's dive in. Note, these are best practices. You don't have to follow them, so Block Bench plugin. Download the latest Block Bench and the Hytale Block Bench plugin here. Source code for the plugin can be viewed. Yeah, so it's just a modeling program. I've never heard of Blockbench, but I don't make games, so that means nothing. To help you build models, we are releasing a Blockbench plugin tailored to our engine's needs. Please note that this plugin is also in early access, and you might encounter bugs. We will continue to make it more efficient and feature complete soon. The plugin helps maintain a consistent pixel ratio across textures, enabling the export of models and animations in the correct format, along with other quality of life improvements detailed in the plugin patch notes. That's very nice of them to offer that. The big thing about this is modders can get started on making their own models now to have it ready for when the game launches in early access, which I want weapons, so many weapons. I want a two-handed greatsword. That's what I want. Our geometry constraints. Cubes, quads, angles. Don't do any of this crap. When making models, we only use two primitives, cubes and quads. No edge loops, no special topology, no triangles, pyramids, or other functions of more traditional modeling styles. This ensures all models are easy to make, unwrap, and animate and don't require weight painting, rigging, or a 3D art degree to get started. The Blockbench plugin will help you keep everything simple. The Hytale proportions. The character bodies are far from realistic. They are small, bulky, and cartoony. This supports the cartoony, chunky style used in every other element of the game. Similarly, blocks and furniture are toy-like and have pure and iconic shapes. Do this, don't do this. Do this, don't do this. Simple. When creating characters, we carefully name each node to make it compatible with our animation system. As soon as the bones are properly named, they will be animated in-game. If you are curious, here is an example of the player's hierarchy of bones in Blockbench. Click to see the full image. Oh. Isn't that one? This is why I'm not a modder. This right here? That's why I don't mod. I go back to my thing, please. Please. Thank you. Oh, and don't forget no spheres because okay. It's a block game. Why would you use spheres? How many triangles do I put in my model? We work as simply as possible, then slightly increase geometry and polygon count when needed to improve the silhouette. This isn't only a stylistic choice, it is also for performance reasons. In many scenes, Hytale's my god, I can't speak. In many scenes, Hytale renders several thousand blocks and voxels simultaneously, resulting in several million triangles per frame. Triangles are a major contributor to frame rate FPS loss. To minimize impact on the graphics card, artists need to ensure models are highly optimized. Here are some examples. Oh, that guy looks cool. Tell me you don't want to be that guy running around in sweet armor, swinging an axe. This is a rare chest, apparently. Cool, like it. What size should my textures be? Textures can be non-square and must be multiples of 32 pixels. Here are some guidelines depending on what you want to create. Blocks and characters textures textile density ranges from simple to double, and the engine automatically scales characters attachments down to match the world size. So when modeling, you are presented with two options. Make a character or attachment, cosmetic tool, weapon, food item, equals density will be 64 pixels per unit. Make a prop or a block, density will be 32 pixels per unit. This important decision was made after careful consideration and is a matter of compromise. Here's what we have learned. Hytale is about conveying emotions. Higher density for characters allows for details on skins, tattoos, makeup, eye and mouth motion, etc. It allows for more life to be injected into faces. We felt constraint by the lower resolution. The faces of characters and creatures are what you see first, from very close up, especially in person, when fighting or interacting with other players. Large pixels in front of the camera tend to distract from the beauty of the world and break immersion. Higher density for characters help them detach from the environment and enhances the overall readability of the scene, avoiding a chaotic perception of space because it attracts the player's eyes toward what they should see first. It helps to show more details and cosmetics and offers more personalization options for logos, materials, grainy textures, ornaments, and more. Gotta take a breath. In person, it helps with the visual of your hand and weapons or tools, equipped item, which can look distracting close to the camera. Keep in mind that during early access, many avatar customization features will unlock progressively. We will keep improving visuals and adding options in future updates. This is the character and attachment size of 64 pixels per unit. It's pretty cool. I hate mapping textures. I hated that in school. If you're wondering why the texture is gray, it's because we dynamically tint it in game. Sweet. These are the blocks. Your block look nice. Block. It just says block. Stretching. We also allow stretching geometry which will stretch the pixels at the same time in order to do some fine adjustments to avoid Z-fighting when geometry overlaps, or when we need to slightly resize something. This is our way to go around pixel density limitations and cheat a little if needed. However, we avoid going under, whatever that means, the stretch for the node in one axis. After that, it becomes clear that the pixels are stretched. See for yourself. It is very obvious. Stretch. Very nice. Like, which brush should I use to paint my features? It's a question we often get, but texturing for Hytale actually doesn't require many special brushes to get started. Use any painting software like Photoshop, GIMP, Clip Studio, Affinity, Krita, Blockbench, or Procreate to do the job. Here are two very simple brushes we use often. Use the pencil brush with opacity on for details, the round soft brush with opacity pressure on for softening surfaces and creating volume. It's late. I didn't have my coffee. It's almost bedtime. Simple texturing techniques. Whee! Do this. Make it look good. I do it like that. A little around the edge. A little shadow. You can put it around the actual thing too. That looks nice. Do that. Little highlight there. Man, if I had any art skills, this is what I'd be using it for. Pencil for color blocking, soft brush for smoothing, and shading, opacity pencil for polish. Of course, you can use any brushes you want. Your art style is yours. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The key element is that we treat each texture as an illustration, in the sense that we often paint or bake shadows, ambient occlusion, and highlights directly into the textures to simulate more lighting than there really is in game. It's all a matter of creating an illusion of detail when there isn't that much. We avoid noise, too much grain, or perfectly flattened surface. Perfectly flat surface. I swear, I must have dyslexia or something. That looks cool. And that also, oh, that door looks awesome. Put that door in a giant castle. Anyway, I want to build in this game. I want to explore into this game. I'm so excited for this game. Hope everyone else is excited for this game. If you like my ramblings, please subscribe. You're probably not here, but if you are here, please subscribe. That's my shilling for the video. Again, normally I would have a script. How do I pick good colors for my models? Apart from what the art theory will teach you, there aren't real limits for picking colors. Avoid pure white and pure black, as this will break lighting in game, add too much contrast, and ruin your values. We tend to add color in our shadows. They are never purely desaturated color and always contain nuances. For example, a hint of purple in the shadows will sometimes make a model more vibrant. To understand if your color palette and values are on point, there is nothing better than trying to implement your model in game once the game is out. I can't wait. This is awesome. Shadowing, shading mode and material. If you're working on a character and want to showcase it from Blockbench, we recommend disabling side shadows to avoid creating a hard edge effect on the body, especially if you try to simulate curvy organic volumes. In game, for performance and style reasons, we work with a tight set of material types. We call them shading modes. Blockbench isn't able to display these shading modes yet, but you are able to set them and export them for Hytale for each node on your model. Here's some examples. Standard, flat, full bright. Having a glow in the dark castle would just be amazing. I'm getting ahead of myself. It doesn't show the shading. Standard shading doesn't fit the creature. This one looks much better. And this one glows in the dark. And there's a couple of videos that we get to watch, I guess. Video tutorials, well, depending on how long the video tutorials are. This is Thomas' concept and modeling of a magma golem. That's cool. Look at that This is the magma golem. Oh, that's the concept and this is the modeling. The Hytale's art team role is also to support the community by sharing our creative vision, our tools, and good practices. So you, whether you are an advanced creator or simply curious, can take the leap and have everything you need to dive into making beautiful models. We will soon share more about advanced techniques for modeling, animation, VFX, and UI art. We hope this blog post will be useful for the future creations and that you will have a good time editing the vast world we built for you. Attached below are small selections of models for your enjoyment and tinkering. Oh, that's great. They even give us some things to play around with. I want to see the magma golem. Oh, never mind. It's 23 minutes long. You can go to the blog post. And this one's 52 minutes. Okay. Not going to go over that in this video. I think this video is way longer than it needs to be. Me just jabbering at the screen. As you can see, I watch a lot of Papa Meat. And obviously other Hytale content. So yeah, that's the blog post. Everything you need to know with a couple of videos you can watch on your own because again, they're 23 minutes and 52 minutes. Maybe I'll stream. I got nothing to do all this week except for Christmas Day and the day after. So maybe I'll stream one of these days and I can just do my reactions to the concept art being created and the modeling, or maybe we'll just do the modeling. I don't know. I want to get a stream started at some point this week. More to just test the stream and make sure the quality is okay, because I've had issues with streaming on like Twitch and stuff in the past with the quality not being super good. And what we're gonna do for that, if it's not this, I don't know, maybe we'll play some Minecraft. I know I did a poll a week ago asking if people wanted to see that, and I have a modded Minecraft set up right now that I think is super cool. Maybe I'll show that off too. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for sticking around as long as you have. There are more videos in this direction if you want to click on them and take a gander. I swear I speak a little bit better in those videos than I do in this one. I'm Caden. Thanks for watching. Bye.